A cinefilm can only really be known in retrospect, whether it's a record of social change or the capturing of precious family moments. What happens when that footage is forgotten about and lost to the family? Our research turned up just such a collection. Robin went to solve the mystery. When a collector sends us a box of more than 20 reels of film, Robin couldn't wait to do a little detective work. Viewing the films revealed a collection of home movies, mostly shot in the 1930s and 50s. From big game safaris in Africa and European holidays to days of the races and aeroplane joyrides, the archive provides a fascinating insight into how wealthy Britons spent their leisure time in the first half of the 20th century. But it was the people caught on camera that really grabbed Robin's attention.
One of the fascinating things when you look at a home movie collection is almost trying to get to know the characters within it, trying to understand what's going on, thinking, who is that? What's that character like?
The films provide a portrait of what seems to be a single family, with the same characters cropping up again and again. But sadly, these people have lost their precious family archive.
Most people, if you say what is the most important thing that you own, it will probably be photographs of family. Yet home movies are actually your family moving, so the kind of closest you get to that real embodiment of what they're like. So to lose that record seems really sad to me.
Robin believed these films were significant. He wanted to reunite the family with their footage and gain a greater understanding of the intriguing collection.
As an archivist, the most important thing about reuniting films with the family is to make sure that we get more information about them, to really, really add meaning, to add context.
It's not always easy to trace the owners of home movies, but some of these boxes were marked with the names of the Earl and Countess of Denbigh.
With a collection like this, where we have a name on the box, it is a gift. It is the starting point at which your investigations can then proceed.
The Denbigh family has owned the same estate in Warwickshire since 1433. Robin went to find out if the collection we'd uncovered really was the family's home movies. The current Earl of Denbigh is Alex Fielding.
Hi. Many thanks for coming.
Good to see you.
Well, looking forward to seeing this film.
Although Alex is too young to feature in the films, Robin hoped he would be able to help explain the story behind them. Alex believes the films were probably shot by his grandfather Billy, who was a keen amateur filmmaker. To help unlock the secrets of his footage, Alex invited some of the extended family to meet Robin.
Right, Robin, if I can introduce you to my Aunt Claire.
Hello, good to meet you. Hello.
You too. Hello.
This is Annie Allen, who was my grandfather's first cousin.
Hello.
So
Hi.
hopefully she'll be able to shed some light on some of these.
Robin hoped Claire and Annie could tell him more about the origins of the collection.
What's kind of useful in some of the boxes, you can see exactly when you were supposed to develop them. So we know...
1938.
Yes.
This is before my time, even. Yes.
So you kind of presume that's going to have been shot, I thought, 35, 36, 37, that kind of time.
Well, I can remember as a child being shown some of these old films, you know, from the 30s.
I remember seeing films, you see, I must admit.
So,
when do you think the family lost the films?
after my father died, you know, I don't think anybody was looking at films, the old films. You know, the projector obviously died by then, I would imagine. But how amazing that they've just turned up out of the blue.
You know, if my grandfather was responsible for some of these, indeed even in some of them, he died before I was born. So again, it's just seeing people who really have just been photographs. So yeah, no, I actually really can't wait to see what's on them.
Robin had the films transferred to DVD, so the family could see them for the very first time. Right away, Claire confirmed that the footage does indeed show the family.
There's me.
Which is you in the
In the front.
The first one.
Yes, that
Oh,
me,
I see,
with the bunches,
yes.
hair in bunches. It's sort of almost embarrassing because I see him marching around in sort of awful baggy brown knickers and a shirt at school. Something I'd completely forgotten that we did things like that. I was displaying to the parents on speech day.
As well as embarrassing teenage memories, the films documented Claire's childhood.
Oh dear. Mother always tried to curl my hair.
Many of the films from the 1950s record her playing with her younger brother Rollo, Alex's father. Rollo died 15 years ago, but these films give Alex a chance to see his father as never before.
Rollo.
It's the only time I've ever seen him on skates.
Look at him, he's not going to give up. Look at him.
What determination.
He always like point his skis down the slope, even as the little boy, as you saw then, and just go. You know, as I'd be going, oh, I'm going to fall over, I'm going to fall over. He just, if he fell over, well, OK, get up and go on again. Wobbling along. Crash into Mother. That's the first time I've seen Mum.
You don't really get much of a sense of what she was like. Was she a shy woman?
I don't think she liked the camera very much, particularly. She wasn't shy. She was very sociable, the sort of person. It's a shame. It's just nice to have some of her there. It's quite exciting.
It's all fun, isn't
I don't know what's coming next. Ah, this will be McBrain's Ferry up in Scotland, isn't it?
The family often took holidays in Scotland, and footage of one trip in the mid-50s provided Alex with a rare glimpse of the man who shot most of this material, the grandfather he never knew.
Seeing my grandfather on there, who I've only ever really seen pictures of before, he just seems like a very jolly person.
Where's the bellows? Oh, getting the fishing net in, look.
Oh, yes, what are they getting?
Rollo's rowing. That must have been just before I broke my leg. Yes, this is my leg. It's me. Oh, gosh, carrying me. My gosh. Poor man. Some things you vaguely remember from your childhood and you think, well, has your memory changed? Have you made it better or worse than it was? And then you actually see these picnics and things, just as you remember them. Fantastic.
The long-lost archive turned out to be an invaluable record of one family's history.
Oh, gosh, this takes me back. And off we go.
Claire, you're clearly the star of most of those films. How does it actually feel to revisit your childhood in that way?
Oh, my head's still spinning. This is just very exciting. I think it was nearly all lost to us. Thank you for doing this and finding us and bringing it all back to life again. It's wonderful. You know, happy times we had. Fantastic.
Rob, it's very true what you say. We value family photographs. They document our lives. But movies which are more direct, more authentic, we don't take so seriously, don't look after them, throw them away.
I think it's so easy to look at photographs. You know, you open your album, you can see what's in it. more difficult for most people to look at a cine film. Unless you know what's on the film, it's very difficult to actually value it.
And of course, if it's gone down a generation, it might be somebody that actually thinks they have no connection to the past, and yet when you see familiar resemblances and see even the family there start to become more and more involved as they recognise things in themselves.
I think there's a whole ritual of families watching their own home movies, which involves a projector in the sitting room and everybody being forced to watch them. But after a while, you know, as people grow and they move away, they just get put in the biscuit box in the